Airnya mahal ya, Bu. aja cara pakai. Belum.
di mana, Mas? Memang ada Tolong operator suaranya.
Institut Informatika dan Bisnis Dharma Jaya, perguruan tinggi swasta terbaik di Provinsi Lampung.
Langkahkan kakimu, gapai semua impianmu. Terus berinovasi untuk membangun negeri.
IIB Dharma Jaya, kampus yang paling unggul.
Institut Informatika dan Bisnis Dharma Jaya merupakan institusi pendidikan tinggi swasta terbaik di Lampung, di bawah naungan Yayasan Alfian Husin. Berdiri sejak tahun 1995, IIB Dharma Jaya memiliki arti Dharma Bakti dan jasa Yonidar Alfian. Kampus Biru IIB Dharma Jaya beralamat di Jalan Zainal Abidin Pagar Alam, nomor 93B, Labuhan Ratu, Bandar, Lampung, Provinsi Lampung, Indonesia. Saat ini, institut swasta terbaik di Sumatera dan di luar Pulau Jawa ini memiliki 2 fakultas, yaitu Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis dan Fakultas Ilmu Komputer, serta memiliki 2 jenjang pendidikan program sarjana S1 dan program pasca sarjana S2. Program Magister Teknik Informatika untuk pasca sarjana dan program sarjana Teknik Informatika, Sistem Komputer, serta prodi kekinian yang disesuaikan dengan perkembangan zaman, yaitu Prodi Desain Komunikasi Visual. Sedangkan Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis terdiri dari Prodi Magister Manajemen dan Magister Manajemen Teknologi untuk jenjang pasca sarjana dan Prodi Manajemen, Akuntansi, dan Bisnis Digital. Bahkan saat ini juga, IIB Dharma Jaya menambah prodi baru, yaitu Desain Interior, Hukum Bisnis, dan Pendidikan Teknologi Informasi. Sebagai kampus Be Bold, Be Vibrant, Be Art Technopreneur, banyak prestasi dan penghargaan yang diraih IIB Dharma Jaya, di antaranya
Dharma Jaya, kampus terbaik untuk semua. Dharma Jaya, pilihan untuk kamu. Sambutlah masa depanmu yang cerah bersama kami, IIB Dharma Jaya. Dharma Jaya, kampus terbaik untuk semua. Dharma Jaya, pilihan untuk Anda.
sebagai kampus yang mencetak generasi unggul, berwawasan global, dan bertaraf internasional. Saat ini, IIB Dharma Jaya memiliki program international class dan sebagai program internasional lainnya, seperti Student Mobility, Joint Research, Program International Intensive Scholarship, dan program. IIB Dharma Jaya juga telah bekerja sama dengan 60 perguruan tinggi ternama di luar negeri, baik di Asia Tenggara, Asia, Eropa, dan Afrika.
Kampus yang paling unggul dalam ilmu teknologi dan juga bisnis.
Institut Informatika dan Bisnis Dharma Jaya memiliki fasilitas pembelajaran modern dan canggih, ruang pembelajaran yang nyaman, laboratorium komputer yang lengkap, dan berteknologi maju. Ruang dosen yang nyaman untuk bekerja dan konsultasi bagi mahasiswa bimbingan, serta ruang perpustakaan yang asri, nyaman, dan terlengkap dengan pelayanan yang ramah. Sebagai kampus yang memfasilitasi berbagai kepentingan mahasiswa dan seluruh sivitas akademika, IIB Dharma Jaya memiliki rumah ibadah muslim yang besar dan nyaman serta ber-AC. Budaya organisasi The Best yang merupakan implementasi dari takwa, heart, empati, brilian, energi, sinergi, dan trustworthy. Kampus biru ini juga mengakomodasi semua kegiatan keagamaan lain bagi mahasiswa, seperti Simakrama Camp, Himkris, dan Buddhist Family. Sebagai kampus yang asri memberikan suasana kekeluargaan di kalangan mahasiswa dan karyawan maupun dosen, IIB Dharma Jaya juga memiliki fasilitas spot foto selfie maupun area berkumpulnya mahasiswa. Saat istirahat dan perkuliahan, mahasiswa kampus entrepreneurship ini juga memiliki fasilitas kantin yang komprehensif dan nyaman serta menyediakan berbagai kebutuhan mahasiswa. Bagi mahasiswa yang ingin menyalurkan bakat dan hobi videografi maupun podcast, IIB Dharma Jaya juga memiliki lapangan futsal, lapangan basket, studio podcast, DJ TV, radio DJ, serta meningkatkan kemampuan menulis mahasiswa melalui pelatihan jurnalistik yang dilaksanakan setiap Jumat petang. Banyak prestasi mahasiswa di bawah binaan Biro Kemahasiswaan Institut Informatika dan Bisnis IIB Dharma Jaya yang ikut menghantarkan mahasiswa IIB Dharma Jaya menjadi aset bangsa yang berwawasan global, berjiwa pemimpin, dan siap bekerja sebagai tim yang memiliki integritas dan berkarakter. Dan mengajak mahasiswa dalam kegiatan pengembangan karakter dan kemampuan soft skill seperti orientasi studi atau ORIS, program minat bakat. Banyak program keunggulan yang sudah dan akan dilaksanakan IIB Dharma Jaya sebagai kampus entrepreneur, bekerja sama dengan Apindo Lampung dan Direktorat MBKM dalam UMKM Merdeka, dan mencetak pengusaha-pengusaha muda bagi pembangunan ekonomi daerah atau nasional. Praktisi masuk kampus. Banyak sekolah menengah di Lampung dan luar Lampung yang mengikuti prakerin ke kampus IIB Dharma Jaya dengan berbagai keunggulannya.
Pilihan untuk Anda, satu nama satu yang cerah bersama kami, IIB Dharma Jaya. Dharma Jaya is the best.
5.
Nah, nih nggak bisa kembali nih.
Cek mic-nya.
Nggak ada suara, Bu.
Operator, suaranya enggak ada.
Nggak ada suaranya, Mbak. Gimana kita dengar nggak ada suara?
Cek. 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 Hmm. Cek. Cek. Cek.
Check, check.
Check, check. I'm sorry for the error technology. Now, to get the blessing of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, let's pray to Him, and it will be led by Dr. Suratno, SPDI MH. The screen is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, let's pray together insyaAllah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, hamdan syakirin, hamdan na'imin. Hamda yuwafi ni'amahu wa yukafihu majidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karim wa azimi sultanik.
Amin.
Allahumma ighfir lana dunubana wa liwalidayna warhamhuma kama rabbayana shaghira. Wa li jamil mu'minin wal mu'minat wal muslimin wal muslimat al ahya'i minhum wal amwat. Ya qadiyal hajat innaka ala kulli syai'in qadir. Rabbana dhalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin.
Amin.
Rabbana la tu'akhidna in nasina aw akhtana. Rabbana wa la tahmil alaina isran kama hamaltahu 'alal ladzina min qablina. Rabbana wa la tuhammilna ma la taqata lana bih. Wa'fu 'anna waghfir lana warhamna anta maulana fansurna 'alal qaumil kafirin.
Amin.
Rabbana hab lana min azwajina wa dhurriyyatina qurrata a'yun waj'alna lil muttaqina imama.
Amin.
Ya Allah, ya Rahmanir Rahim, ya Allah, ya Dzal Jalali wal Ikram. Bless you sweet knowledge. Make this event smooth. Bless everything. Grant our prayer. Amin ya Allah, ya Rabbal Alamin. Rabbana aral haqqa haqqa warzuqna ittiba'ah. Wa aral batila batila warzuqna ijtinabah. Rabbana ya Allah, atina fid dunya hasanah. Wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wa qina adzabannar. Wa qina adzabannar. Bifadlika subhana rabbika rabbil izzati ma yasifun. Wassalamun ala mursalin. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Thank you very much. Afwan. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you very much to Ustadz, and hopefully we can get full from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Before we continue the part of the ceremony, let us present you to the traditional dancing from Lampung. Please welcome.
Maka pada tanggal 5 Juni 1997, didirikanlah Sekolah Tinggi Manajemen Informatika dan Komputer Dharma Jaya, yang pada saat itu dikenal dengan STIMIK Dharma Jaya. Bersamaan dengan usia yang ketiga tahun, dan terus-menerusnya pengembangan pembangunan gedung perkuliahan dan pengembangan sarana pendukung lainnya, maka pada tanggal 6 Juli tahun 2000, berdiri kembali Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Ekonomi Dharma Jaya atau STIE Dharma Jaya. Dharma Jaya terus berbenah untuk menjadi lebih baik dalam memposisikan diri sebagai perguruan tinggi yang concern dengan perkembangan informatika dan bisnis. Tanggal 20 Agustus 2008, status TIMIK STIE Dharma Jaya berubah menjadi Institut Informatika dan Bisnis Dharma Jaya. Perubahan status ini membuktikan bahwa Dharma Jaya diakui mempunyai keunggulan di bidang informatika dan bisnis, serta merupakan wujud kepercayaan pemerintah pusat kepada Dharma Jaya. Hadirin, sebagai senyum pengantar sapa atas kehadiran tamu-tamu agung, kami persembahkan garapan tari kreasi yang mengangkat perjalanan Haji Alfian Husin dan Haja Yundar Karim Alfian dalam membangun Yayasan Alfian Husin sehingga Institut Informatika dan Bisnis Dharma Jaya dapat berdiri berkarya untuk membangun masyarakat yang mandiri serta berdaya saing tinggi. Hadirin yang kami hormati, terimalah persembahan kami, Tari Sulu Lampung, yang diangkat dari biografi Haji Alfian Husin dan Haja Yunidar Alfian.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
First, Tabit Pun,
Ya, Bu.
the Honorable Governor of Lampung, the Honorable Director of Research and Technology, Ministry of Research, Technology and Higher Education, the Honorable Chairman of the Alfian Hussein Foundation, the Honorable Chairman of the Foundation Board of Trustee, the Honorable Rector of Institute Informatics and Business Dharma Jaya, the Honorable Vice Rector 1, 2, and 3, Institute Informatics and Business Dharma Jaya, the Honorable Dean of Faculty of Computer Science, Dean of Faculty of Economic and Business, and Dean of Design, Law, and Tourism in Institute Informatics and Business Dharma Jaya, and his staff. The honorable speakers and presenters, the honorable all guests. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, to His grace to all of us. Thus, we can conduct 9th International Conference on Information Technology and Business, entitled Gateway to the Future Business with Open AI. We also add our prayers and greeting to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We look forward to this Sawaat and Yaumil Akhir. Ladies and gentlemen, the use of IT in businesses as the strategic instrument is the correlation of the use of all technology with organizational strategy. It is much more complicated than with other technology, where AI application can achieve a function that requires connection. In this context, verifying value and AI investment is more difficult than expected due to the paradox that the same person can have favorable and unfavorable perception of IE based on specific situation. IE industry and recent years, the cancer of large technology companies and the challenges associated with creating commercial value through the application of the type of technology are important to define and contextualize the present studies of the relationship between AI and organizational strategy. As a result, questions arise regarding who motivates for using AI strategically, the benefit of implementing AI in businesses, and even the potential of AI in creating business strategies. Ladies and gentlemen, Institute of Informatics and Business Dharma Jaya needs to be main driver of technological development, especially in Lampung and Indonesia. Institute of Informatics and Business Dharma Jaya, which is one of the private universities in Lampung, is committed to improving the quality of research, especially in the current digital era. Thus, we have an interest to conduct the 9th International Conference on Information Technology and Business, Gateway to the Future Business with Open AI. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this conference is to become a form for communication or discussion between the academic community and related stakeholders through the 9th International Conference on Informational Technology and Business using artificial intelligence in the future. Besides, it can be used as source of innovation-based competitive advantage to the business world. Another aim is to provide an understanding of artificial intelligence and its impact to business life in Indonesia, to academic community and the stakeholders. Meanwhile, the benefit of this, that the academic community and stakeholders from various fields can share and transfer knowledge to develop the best innovation strategy model. Then result from the world of research can be introduced and used as a competitive advantage by industry and business cycles. Another benefit is that various parties can understand and comprehend digital partnership and the opportunities it presents. All the presenters, moreover, this activity is carried out in hybrid manner, which we center at Institute Informatik and Business Dharma Jaya. Meanwhile, we hold the activities virtually via an online Zoom meeting on Tuesday, November 21, 2023. Meanwhile, the number of speakers in this year ICITB activity will be 40 papers and participants will be 190. We also need to state the participants to the 9th International Conference on Information Technology and Business, Gateway to the Future with Business with Open AI, came from undergraduate and postgraduate lecturers, both from Institute Informatik and Business Dharma Jaya, Indonesia, and other countries. Meanwhile, speakers are master's students who have completed their thesis examination, but we have not yet published it. Master students who are currently writing the thesis, master students who are preparing their thesis proposal, bachelor students who have completed their thesis examination, and foreign students, and then are also speakers from the regional government bureaucracy, professional private companies, and BUMN, as well as speakers from various universities and from the general. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, I really hope that the 9th International Conference on Information Technology and Business 2023, with the theme Gateway to the Future Business with Open AI, can become a means of communication and discussion between academic and stakeholders related to the development of innovation strategy models in this era. Thus, the benefits obtained by both of the academic community and stakeholders from the various fields can share and transfer knowledge to develop the best innovation strategy model in facing the era of Society 5.0. In closing statement, I apologize if there are any inappropriate words in my speech, and I ask Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for forgive me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much for Ibu for the speech. The next session is welcoming speech from Rector of Institute Informatics and Business Dharma Jaya and represented by Vice Rector of Academic and Research, Bapak Dr. RZ Abdul Aziz STMT, to Bapak Dr. RZ Abdul Aziz. The screen is yours.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Allahumma sholli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Wish you are in the best condition. Tabik pun, the Honorable Governor of Lampung, the Honorable Director of Research and Technology, Ministry of Research, Technology and Higher Education, the Honorable Chairman of the Alfian Hussein Foundation, the Honorable Chairman of the Foundation Board of Trustees, the Honorable Vice Rector 2 and 3, the Honorable Deans of Faculty, the Honorable Speaker and Presenter, the Honorable all guests. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for his grade to all of us. Thus, we are in 9th International Conference of Information Technology and Business, ICITB, entitled Gateway to the Future Business with Open AI. We also offer our prayer and greeting to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We look forward to his shafa'ah in Yaumil Akhir. On this occasion, allow me to thank to all speaker and presenter, namely Prof. Helen Kabalu, Professor at School of Accounting, Economic and Finance, Faculty of Law and Business, Curtin University, Western Australia. Assistant Professor Supatana Niruka Napon, Doctor Engineering, Director of Master Program in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Transit University, Thailand, and Dr. Firmansyah Ye Alfian, MBA, MSc, also present speaker. Also, would I like to thank the community for providing this conference, and I don't forget to also thanks to Chairman of the Alfian Hussein Foundation, who has provided the time and place so this activity can run as we hope. Ladies and gentlemen, in the digital area, the business need to increase awareness of the market environment. It is because to change more rapidly than its previous decade. Through this view, several organizations have adopted new technology designed to gain high performance and competitive advantage. Among the advances, artificial intelligence, AI, has held an important position and attracted the attention of the researcher and industrial sector. AI is referred to as the ability of machine to learn from the experience, adapt to new input, and perform human-like tasks. Therefore, AI may now be the innovation entity with the most significant disruptive potential. Likewise, AI is a fundamental multi-purpose technology, especially with the regard machine learning tools. The use information technology by business as a strategic instrument is not a current phenomenon, but the correlation of the use of AI technology with organizational strategy. So it is much more complete than the other technology, while AI application can achieve function that require connection. Ladies and gentlemen, Institut Informatika dan Bisnis Dharma Jaya need to be the main driver in technology and development, especially in Lampung and Indonesia. IIB Dharma Jaya, which is the private university in Lampung, is committed to improve the quality of research, especially in the current digital era. Improving the quality of research and innovation development needs to improve the standard of living of people in Indonesia in global competition. In addition, a stimulus system among us to need that can stimulate technology development in the form of protection intellectual property right, the resulting from the research. Ladies and gentlemen, in the closing statement, let me congratulate you are doing the 9th International Conference of Information and Technology and Business ICITB 2023, entitled Gateway to the Future Business with Open AI. Hopefully, what we produce from this conference can continue and sustainability for the welfare society, and thank you. Especially from Indonesia, I special thank for Professor Helen Kabula from Western University, Western Australia, and Professor Supata Nikop Kamfon, Doctor Engineering from Ransit University, Thailand. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much to Bapak for the outstanding speech. Now we are in closing session. Finally, let's close this opening ceremony by reciting lafaz Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done in opening ceremony. Thank you very much for your kind attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The next session is the main session, the seminar of 9 ICITB 2023, Gateway for the Future Business with Open AI. And that will be delivered by all speakers. The first speaker is Professor Dr. Insinyur Firman Sahi, AMB MSc. The second speaker is Professor Helen. And the third speaker is Assistant Professor Sapatan, Doctoral Engineer, and that will be led by Dr. Suhendro Yusuf Irianto. Please welcome.
Hello, thank you very much, Ms. Risa.
Yes, Pak.
Okay.
Dr.
Okay.
Suhendro Yusuf Irianto, time is yours, Pak.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Clear, Doc.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope how are you today? I hope everything okay, everything healthy and wealthy. In this morning section of people, I want to introduce myself. My name is Suhendro. I am hello. Hello, I am Suhendro. I am Suhendro Irianto. I am staff of the research and community service at Informatics and Business Dharma Jaya, and I'm going to be moderator in this morning section. In this International Conference on Information Technology and Business 2023, November 21st, 2023, Bandar, Lampung, Indonesia. In this conference takes the theme Gateway to the Future Business with Open AI. This theme invite participants or journey of the international business and artificial intelligence. It is emerges to excitement of the unlocking new possibilities, fostering innovation, and navigating informing commerce with the informative event on OpenAI. The conference promises an exploration of the integrating advanced technology into business, paving the way for future where intelligent, seamless when intelligent entrepreneurship seamless coverage. Okay, people, I start. I want to welcome to three our speakers. Our speakers, first our speaker is Dr. Engineering Firman YAMTA MSc. Halo, Pak Rektor, apakah bisa sudah join? Oke. Okay. Second speaker is Professor Helen Caballo. Hello, Professor. Are you?
Yes, hi. How are you? I'm here.
How are you? Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, Professor Helen?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. And the third speaker, Assistant Professor Supanan Nikro Kanapon. Hello.
Hello, good morning. I'm here, Supatana.
Dr. Supatan. Oh, thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Dr. Supatana. Okay. I already have your title of PowerPoint. In this morning, there are 3 topics will delivered by our great speakers. One is optimization design of user service in e-government with management application, and then social impact of AI. And 3, the third, the gateway to the future business with OpenAI. Audience who I brought of, and the discussion about to begin. So it's not wasted to time. Let's begin with the first speaker. The first speaker is Professor Helen Caballo. Before her profile, Professor Helen Caballo. Currently, she is professor at School of Accounting and Economics and Finance, the Faculty of Business of Curtin University of Australia. She got Bachelor in Economics of Wales and Master Economics from Australian National University, and PhD also in Economics from the same university. Professor Helen Caballo was head of School Economics and Finance and Property between March 2020 and May 2019. She had many publications, more than 35 publications, with context of international journal, 20 international journal, conference paper, 7 conference paper, book 6 book chapter, and books 2. Professor Helen Caballo has undertaken number consultant international such as ADP, USAID, United Nations Officer for Project Service, and outside and AFMA-V80. Her research interests, including international trade policy, energy economic, energy development, ASEAN economies, computable general equilibrium modeling, computation policy and regulation, and Asia Pacific economies. Research field, applied economics, North Asian Climate, economic development and growth, economics, environment and resources economics, and international economics, international business. That's a profile of Professor Helen. Okay, along to the presentation. Please, Professor Helen Caballo, please deliver your presentation. Thank you.
Selamat pagi. Terima kasih telah mengundang saya ke konferensi ini.
Professor Helen makes surprise. Thank you very much.
Suatu kehormatan bisa berbicara di event yang penting ini. That's artificial intelligence for you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for inviting me to address you in this conference. And just to introduce myself, I'm Helen Cabalu, a professor of economics at the Faculty of Business and Law at Curtin University. So for my presentation today, I was given a few choices on what to present on AI. As an economist, I know that there has been a lot of literature that has been written on the economic impact of AI, and I'm sure you are very much well aware of those economic impacts. And hence, I said to myself, just to be different and maybe just to give me a different opportunity in doing a different research, I'm focusing my presentation on the social impacts of AI. And just for that, then let me share my screen and please let me know if there is an issue. Okay. Are you seeing my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet, Professor.
Yes.
Okay, hang on. Share screen. And yep, nothing?
Not yet.
Nothing comes
Okay.
out. No, sorry.
Nothing, man.
How about, yeah, how about that?
Yeah. Mas Doni, you can.
Are you?
You
How
will
come?
share to
Oh, hang
everyone.
on. Here it is. Here it is. Are you seeing it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, no, just the background of that is Curtin University. It's our normal template for our PowerPoint presentation. So it's, hang on, I'll just have a look. Yeah. Okay. Okay, just to give you then a brief introduction on artificial intelligence, or normally just referred to as AI. As we know, it affects our entire lives. It affects how we work, how we communicate, and how we interact with technology. And as you just noticed earlier, when I actually greeted you, I went on Google Translate, which is an application with artificial intelligence embedded in it. I just put in the English version of what I wanted to say, and it translated it to me in the language that I wanted. So that's one aspect, that how it could affect our lives, isn't it? It just makes our lives so much easier. And hence, it also affects the way we work. And you would have seen the robots around, the automation around manufacturing and how we work. It just makes productivity of workers quite high. So there's an increase in productivity. And when there is an increase in productivity, as we know in economics, there is an increase in output and production of manufacturing firms. And then it also affects businesses on how they conduct businesses. And examples of this, as you know, when you go online shopping, for example, and it's in the wee hours of, say, in the morning or outside of business hours, you see chatbots coming out, like trying to help you if you have questions around what you are trying to purchase in an online business, for example. And those chatbots that you see there could then facilitate business again, and hence it uh, it it makes business or conduct of business so much easier, and then attracts a lot of customers and purchasing, and increases revenues for companies. And on the basis of all those purchases as well, because it's done online and it's recorded on the web or on the internet, which we don't see at the back of it, there is a lot of data that is actually being collected. And that's the big data that they always refer to. And there is a lot of analytics that can be done in that big data that is collected. And we would actually see, I actually see it sometimes when I go shopping online, and all of a sudden on my Facebook, you see the products being promoted already on Facebook. So AI has actually detected consumer patterns or consumer behavior. So in effect then, as we see it, AI stimulates productivity and economic growth because of all the facilitation it does in terms of business, in terms of the work, and increase in productivity. And it's actually been documented by PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, OECD, that global economic growth can actually increase or can double by the year 2030. Because of all these benefits. But there is a problem in that. AI could also be disruptive on the economies in the world and on the society. As mentioned by a lot of this literature, the impact or benefits of AI is unequal. It can benefit more of the developed countries because they have the money and capital to invest in advanced technologies that harness AI. And for those developing countries which don't have enough capital to invest, hence they will lag. And as we move forward with AI, it's those countries which adopt early in advanced technologies that will progress more than the developing countries where money or capital is much lesser. Hence, the divide between developed and developing countries becomes wider, or the rich countries become richer and the poorer countries can even lag behind those developed countries. So AI, although it has a lot of benefits that can move an economy along, it can also highlight the inequality between developed and developing countries, the poor and the rich countries. And within each economy or country, it could highlight the gap between the skilled and the non-skilled workers. Hence, those highly skilled workers with AI technology, AI skill sets in them of, say, how to use those algorithms, how to use computers and automated machinery, they will be the ones who will benefit more from AI, and hence will probably get higher pay, higher salaries compared to the ones who are unskilled in the use of AI technologies. Hence, it then worsens inequality within a country as well. Okay. Okay. So what is AI? We always say AI, but the common understanding of AI is it is associated with machines and computers that have the potential to improve the welfare and well-being of people. It could contribute to positive, sustainable global economic activity and increase innovation and productivity to help respond to key global challenges. And that definition is from OECD. But to me, when you say AI, it's all the advanced technology. It's all the robotics and the machines and computers. But behind it are the people that have created the algorithms, the program to run those machines. So it's a mix of the skills of people or human beings and machinery or machines. And as mentioned here on this page, it's an intelligence designed by humans, but it's demonstrated or acted by machines. And as we know, AI is just so pervasive that its impacts are everywhere. It's in different facets of life. And hence, that's why in this talk, I've just focused it and limited it on the social impacts and implications of AI. Okay. And I'll show you a few pictures here on the common AI applications now. And particularly, I just give a bit of background of where Curtin University is located. It is in the state of Western Australia, in Australia. And Western Australia, of all the states in the country, is well known for its mining industry, for all the mining or mineral resources that it's got. Hence, majority of the exports of Australia are mining based. And it's the state, Western Australia, that contributes significantly to our exports. And what with the advent of AI, what we see here are the autonomous haulage truck, autonomous heavy haul truck with satellite for coal mining industry, for example. And then we use the drone technology and say in surveying the wide space or lands in the mining sites in the northern part of Perth, instead of getting field assistance, instead of human workers or human labor, of looking at the wide range of areas or land, they use now drone technology to identify where there are minerals or resources underground. And AI and drone technology can actually do that in a much faster rate, rather than sending people and walk through that big acres of land to just check what's under the ground. And then another one here is automated guided vehicle robotic arms used in warehouses. Instead of humans doing this instead of labor, then they use robotics. Another one is here, another application is the autonomous mining truck using digital tablet. And it's very much applied here in Perth, WA, where the trucks are in the mine site, which are hours away from Perth, but the headquarters where people are the ones controlling the trucks in the mine sites are actually based here in Perth, using technology or tablets on how they control that trucks. And hence what you can see here is it's not totally the eradication of labor, but it's a different skill set that is needed, isn't it? Like to control this, to control the digital tablet, you need a different set of skills. Another one is the driverless car on a highway. We see this starting just here in Australia, but in the US, even, the Uber that we have in the US, there is a company in San Francisco and in Phoenix, Arizona. They call it Waymo. It's not Uber, but it's Waymo, where you can order your Uber, quote unquote, your ride, but it's driverless. And it comes in an app, Waymo app, that you order a driverless car, and here it comes to you to pick up. And apparently, even the cost of it is relatively similar to an Uber or Lyft in the US. So that's what's happening now. We have driverless car, and which now removes the need for drivers or replacing drivers. Okay. Okay, so we'll start with the social impacts of AI. So there are key social impacts of AI. They both encompass opportunities and challenges or concerns, influencing human life and well-being. So one aspect is the impact of AI in labor market and employment shifts. At one stage, I mentioned this is an economic impact because then it reduces employment for those who are unskilled and increases employment for those who are skilled. Problem is with the social impact of this are the wages. Wages that can go down for those employees who don't have the skills. And hence there's that social impact of lower wages for the unskilled. But then there is also a positive impact on the higher skilled one where they have higher wages. And hence, if you have higher wages, higher income, you can then support better your family. And for those who are unskilled, then it creates poverty or inequality or social class in a country. And that's a disruptive impact on the labor market. And in terms of employment shifts as well, you would see that in countries where AI is very much used, the shift is more on the employment of highly skilled people, more into innovative technologies, more in the use of computer technologies, but less on the manual tasks or repetitive tasks, less on the use of labor, where the job is more on repetitive tasks such as admin tasks, or as I'll show you later, it has, say, affected jobs like in marketing, for example. ChatGPT can actually then can write the content for marketing promotion rather than human beings writing the content for your marketing promotion of a business. You can ask the ChatGPT, and that is a loss of jobs for those market content writers. Okay. And here is a chart where how AI could change the job market. And on the left-hand side of my chart, it's from PwC. It's the estimated net job creation by industry sector between 2017 to 2037. What it just shows here is that there is net job creation. It's not just totally a loss of jobs, but the job creation are in industries where AI is used together with labor. Okay, so in here, the net job creation is positive for the health sector, scientific and technical, communications, hospitality, and education. But then it is a net job creation for those industries which are administrative and support services, wholesale and retail, construction, financial and insurance, public administration, transportation, and manufacturing. Because in these industries, AI can actually be used to lessen the time that to take for someone to take in undertaking a task. Hence, with use of robots, less time is used and more output is actually produced. But in the other sectors, AI is used together with human skills. For example, in health, doctors can actually now employ robotics, but still doctors are needed there. It augments the skills of doctors with the use of AI. Hence, there is a net gain in terms of jobs in that industry, and same with the other ones. Scientific and technical, communications, hospitality, and education. In education, such as here in Curtin, for example, we use a lot of AI applications in teaching, but still the need for us to explain concepts and link it with our experience so that students can actually then understand better the concepts. Teachers and professors are still needed, but AI is just used to augment our skills. Okay. And then on the right-hand side of the diagram, where it says a robot may take your job sooner than you think, it says here that in the first bar graph, in 2018, reasoning and decision-making type of task, the blue bar was a bigger proportion. And machine-assisted task for that task was only 19%. But in 2022, you'll see that the human activity in terms of reasoning and decision making has been reduced, and then the machine assisted task for reasoning and decision making has increased to 28%. And same goes for the other tasks. And you will see, say, in the last bar graph, information and data processing, for example, in 2018, 47% was done by machine. And then in 2022, it has increased to 62% done by machine in the area of information and data processing type of task. And you'll see in the other bar graphs, everything has increased for machine assisted tasks in all of these different kind of activities. Are there any questions at this stage? Okay. And hence here in this graph is just the share of industry employment exposed to automation by AI in the US. Okay, so in this graph by Goldman Sachs, and this is in the US, it just shows how much percentage, 46%, is exposed to automation or AI in the area of office and administrative support. And you'll see here that at the bottom of it, only 1% is exposed to AI in the area of building, cleaning, and maintenance. And in the middle of it, you'll see that, for example, architecture and engineering, 37% of it is exposed to automation by AI. But what this is saying is that routine tasks such as document writing or drafting or data entry or working with numbers or data, which computers can actually learn and do at a faster rate, are exposed to automation or to computer use. And say even with management, when there is drafting or document writing there, then there is part of management that is exposed to AI. So that's why in management, there's 32% there. But what it also shows us that, say, even in the building, cleaning, and maintenance, a lot of it, only 1% is actually exposed to AI. The reason is, say, even in building, even say in construction, how can you ask a robot? It needs brains, actually. It still needs brains where to put your nail. You can use automatic nail guns, or for example, but it still needs the person to put it where it's needed. And you can't get someone up there in the roof, for example, a robot, for example, to just do the work. It still needs the assistance or the brains of, say, construction workers. And even with cleaners, you have your robotic vacuum cleaner, for example, but it still needs the person to put it there and direct it where it's needed. And hence, in the US, these are the numbers that are coming out that are exposed in AI. Another impact is impact on ethics and privacy concerns. And at one stage, if you have some say the Google Home at home, sometimes people say, oh, this Google Home might be detecting what we're talking about, might be detecting the conversations when we talk about bank accounts, for example, they might be recording it. So we don't know that, isn't it? You know, those Google Home thing that you have at home, there may be ethical implications or the privacy concerns around AI. And what they're saying is, it is important to remember that AI is only as good as the people who use it. While there are concerns about the potential misuse or abuse of it, it is up to us, or it is up to the government or society, to ensure that AI is developed and used in a responsible and ethical way. One example, for example, is ChatGPT. And again, in the setting of universities, ChatGPT generates content that sometimes we don't know where it's coming from because it doesn't put its reference. And it can infringe on someone's copyright, for example. And who is, for example, responsible for that infringement? Is it the user or is it the AI system that developed the ChatGPT? Or is it the data source that trained the system? So who do we know? Who do we sue, for example, in terms of this ethics, the copyright? We just don't know, isn't it? There are not enough guidelines by governments on how to address infringements of copyrights. We just don't know who to see. And even with, say, those driverless cars, what if the driverless car hits someone on the road? There's injury there. Who does the person sue? Is it the driverless car where there's no one there driving it? Or is it the one who developed the driverless system? So in a way, there is that problem. And we still don't know how to cope or address those challenges and the impact on ethics and privacy. Another impact on social class, which I mentioned earlier, it's just that the digital divide or AI actually exacerbates or worsens existing social inequalities among countries or within a country between individuals. And you will see it here that those people who have not trained themselves in using computers, in using Python, in using R, those programs that are very much in or trending in the use of programs around AI, even machine learning and all that, they're the ones who become out of date. They need to retrain, and they're the ones who probably could lose their jobs in the future. Okay, so that's the impact on social classes or on just with individuals in itself in a country. Another one is the impact on social interaction and behavioral changes. We've actually seen this just with the use of virtual assistants. Before, when I want to do something on a concept, I go to the internet and go on Google and just research on it. Now, people can just go on Siri. Siri, they'd say, hey, Siri, can you give me an information on this? Or they can actually just go on ChatGPT just to give them a background on a topic. They don't have to plagiarize, for example, because that's an infringement of copyright, but at least just for their benefit, ChatGPT can quickly give them a background on a topic that they want to research on. And it just makes our life easier, isn't it? Before, you have to go to a computer, and if you don't have Wi-Fi at home, you have to go to an institution, to the library or something, and then research there. Now, it's just even just on our mobile phone. You can just ask Siri to give you an answer. And just a good example, at home, the moment we wake up, we go to our Google Home, what's the latest news? And it can give you immediately the latest news. Before, you have to buy a newspaper to get the newspaper, to get the news out of the newspaper. And that will even cost you, now actually, newspapers don't sell much anymore. Don't sell even even here in the office. Our subscription to newspapers have actually declined because we can just go online and have a look at the latest news, or even just go on our mobile phone. So it has actually changed the way we interact. And even with young people now, there has been a decline in face-to-face communication. They're always on their mobile phone, just texting, chatting, and no face-to-face interaction. And that may have impacts in the future or probably on mental health issues. We don't know, but that has actually changed how we behave and how we interact socially. Okay. And even now, look, conferences being held online, where before, without this, we all travel and go and attend in face-to-face conferences. So yeah, so that's an impact. Another impact is on healthcare and well-being. We've seen this, that AI-powered systems can improve patient outcomes and reduce healthcare costs. And there are examples there I've mentioned where technologies help doctors diagnose and treat cancer patients, for example. And with these systems as well, there is a lot of data that is collected, which can be used for research studies. And again, this has an impact on privacy, for example, as long as data is not identified, like it's not identified on the patient's data, it's okay. But what if accidents happen that a person is identified and the data from that person is identified? There's an infringement on ethics there. But if it's de-identified data, then that's probably fine, because then it assists in the way we analyze diseases, or how we can treat them, and it just makes knowledge. There's a big improvement in knowledge for many of us. And then AI also has enhanced safety measures in various fields, such as surveillance systems and disaster prediction, and potentially reducing accidents and casualties. Apparently, in a research done by Accenture, I think, there has been a significant decline in accidents and bodily injuries and casualties in the advent of driverless cars. So that's good, isn't it? Then a lot of applications in healthcare, and I'll leave that to you to read because I probably might be running out of time. Another impact, just applications here on health care or consumer products, application of AI in consumer products. Just here, just a simple toothbrush. I was Googling because it's Christmas time and I'm planning to give present, and I just saw this. It's an electric toothbrush with artificial intelligence in it. So I thought, oh, look at this, a good example for my talk. The toothbrush can actually detect where you should put it in terms of when you're brushing, because it can detect where it needs the cleaning most. So it can detect where there is dirt and all that, then it can direct you where to put the toothbrush. And then here, robotic surgical arms operated remotely by doctors, for example. In here, it's a health sector example. Robotics still needs the brains of doctors and people, but it can actually do it using robotic arms. Another one is in terms of security, biometric retina scanner being used for surveillance. Like you can't enter a place without putting your eye in it, and then that's security for you. And even in our phones, you can use facial recognition now, or handprint recognition, instead of just plugging in your passcode or your PIN. Okay. So another impact is on education and accessibility. I mentioned it has made our lives as professors easier, because say here in Curtin, we use a platform, Blackboard. On Blackboard, that's where we upload our lectures. In terms of the handout, we can upload the document and we can upload our recording. Before, without this platform, Blackboard, for example, you distribute your your notes, isn't it, by hand. We print it, and that's a cost on paper and the environment and the printing cost and all that, and then you distribute it to your students. Here, you don't need to do that. You just let them log into Blackboard and they can get our handouts. And even with lectures, if they miss out on our face-to-face lectures, then they can go on Blackboard and just watch our lectures. But even that then has changed the behavior of students, or the way they interact. They don't talk to us anymore. They just go on there and watch. And hence, there has been a huge decline in student engagement as we see it, because attendance, for example, is not as high as before, because they know they can access it online. But for us professors, it has made our lives easier. And again, in terms of education and impact or accessibility, learning, because it's all online now, that even those ones who have got reduced accessibility due, say, for example, to disability, or for example, can't take any form of transport to come to university, there are a lot of online courses. So that's one good impact for those who have been excluded before, socially excluded before, have now access to education. And it also has enhanced digital literacy, which is the necessary skills and knowledge that are needed for AI now. So because now, even in economics, we just don't teach the theory around fiscal policy, macro policy. We embed the use of econometric software that are publicly available. They don't even have to buy it. It's the use of R in terms of econometrics, for example. You don't even have to buy the software. R can actually be programmed, and we teach that. So it has improved the skills of students, which I didn't learn before during my time. Another one is the benefit on impact on agriculture, for example. There is AI in terms of precision agriculture and the autonomous use of machinery, and just contributes to productivity and efficiency in farms, and also results in higher yields, reduced manual labor, and improved economic outcomes for farmers, which has positive impact on their livelihood. It still did not remove their jobs because they own the farms anyway. So, but still, it just made their lives easier because of the efficiency and productivity gains. Another one is the skill development, because before you can employ all those robotics, you need to learn it, isn't it? So there are manuals you can read, and you can go just on YouTube sometimes. You can just check how to operate those machines. And it's the adoption of AI in agriculture that creates a lot of opportunities for skill development in rural areas. And if the government is supportive, it can actually offer training programs, focus on AI and agricultural technologies, which would empower local communities and enhance employability.
I'm sorry, Prof. Helm, excuse me. I'm sorry I didn't tell you that you only have 30 minutes.
Okay.
So you have 5 minutes left, please.
How many? 5 minutes left. Okay, very good, very good. I'm slide 15. Okay. So this is just more of an example of how AI is applied in agriculture. So I've got a few examples there on agricultural robots, crop and soil monitoring, and predictive analytics. And finally, now we're on last two slides are my conclusion and policy implications. While we know that AI has a lot of remarkable opportunities for progress and a lot of gains that you can have in terms of their application, they also highlight some concerns. And we must, for countries and governments, must prioritize ethical AI development, we need to ensure transparency and accountability and fairness. Hence, the fairness is very important there so that majority of the population can gain from the benefits that it actually creates. It's not just for the rich. You want that everyone needs to get involved and engage in it, but it's through programs in education, upskilling, and also through proper regulations and safeguards that would not discriminate people or allow harmful AI applications. And here, just my last page there, or my last slide, are countries which have advanced in terms of their frameworks. Like Canada, EU, and Singapore have already developed frameworks to govern AI development. And the US and UK have launched, and Germany have launched programs to retrain workers. So this is about education and retraining. And then for companies, tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and IBM have established ethic boards to oversee AI development. And then for China, for instance, has set regulations for AI use in areas like autonomous vehicles and facial recognition. And that's about it for my presentation. Sorry if I exceeded the time for my presentation, but yep, happy
I'm
to
sorry,
address any questions
I
later.
forgot to tell you before.
No, that's all right.
Thank you
Yep.
very much.
Thank
Prof.
you.
Helen. Yeah.
Yep. I'll stop.
Thank you very much for excellent talks, your talks.
Okay.
Before, actually, I wish to invite everyone to ask, to participate, to ask or comment about Professor Helen talks. But actually, I'm sorry to everyone. Open session, question and answer will be delivered after three great speakers finish the delivery, the talks. Okay, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Now next, but before we start the next speaker, let us give applause to Professor Helen Caballo.
Thank you.
The next speakers the next speakers will be delivered by Dr. Engineer Firmansyah, YAMBMSc. But I have information to the affordable matter. Says not give presentation today, and I think based on the information I have, Associated Professor Faurani Santi, MSc, SAMSc will taking his place in this time. But I have to go to and read Dr. Firmansyah's profile atau CV. Dr. Engineer Firmansyah, YA, MBA, MSI. Yeah. His education, he got bachelor in Civil Engineering Faculty from Sriwijaya University, Indonesia. And he got two master degree. One is Master Science and Management and Organization from University of Colorado and Denver, USA. He also got Master Business of Administration from University of Colorado at Denver, USA. And he obtained PhD in Islamic Education Management from Islamic Negeri Radin Intan University, Lampung, Indonesia. He's currently as a rector informatic and business Institute Dharma Jaya. His interests cover in such role of media, role of social media, liquid culture, the good state act in using happy, the best land selection, and business strategy and supply chain. Many publications he has produced, such as rule of social media marketing to enhance the supply chain and business management, liquid culture of somatic embryogenesis cell, proliferation of sugarcane, saccharum of them. There are many positions that he hold right now, but like I said before, because he is not able to have presentation right now, so please, Associate Professor Faryani Santi will give the talks to replace Dr. Firmansyah. Please, Dr. Faryani.
Thank you, Associate Prof.
I'm sorry.
Can you
Sorry
hear?
to tell you, I forgot
It's okay.
to tell you that you have 30 minutes to
I will
deliver
try. I
your
will
talk.
try presentation
Please,
at least
Dr. Faryani.
10 to 15 minutes only. Okay. Thank you, Associate Prof. Suhendro. Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, and the Honorable Vice Rector in Academic IB Dharma Jaya, and the Honorable Keynote Speaker, and regards from Indonesia to Prof. Helen from Curtin University. Morning, Professor. And also from for Dr. Supatana from Bangsit University from Thailand. Good morning. Is it
screen?
Okay. I will. Okay. And also and also the honorable of all the participants that I am proud of today. My name is Faryani Santi, and I'm here a member of the research team from our rector and representing our lead researcher, Dr. Firmansyah, IAMBA, who unfortunately unable to attend today because of something family business. And however, we are all very enthusiastic about presenting our research on optimizing user services in e-government application, especially in waste management in Indonesia. And our study combines combine and mixed method, combining of the qualitative and quantitative method, and including data from the World Bank, ocean conservation, and some literature in line relevance to the waste management, AI, and especially in marketing management. And we've identified in Indonesian a significant contributor. Okay,
I'm sorry, excuse me, Dr. Faryani.
Yeah. Okay.
Your screen?
Yeah, okay. This is actually
okay.
We are going to present our research, and the title is Optimization Design of User Services in E-Government Waste Management Application. Before we presented so far, this is our abstract, where our research is about the optimizing user services in e-government application, especially for waste management in Indonesia. And we have a purpose in addressing Indonesian critical environmental issue of waste management, where the approaches is the exploratory research combining qualitative and quantitative methods. And then after further, we research about this topic. We have 3 key elements where the data analysis from the World Bank reports and insight from the ocean conservatory, and also some of the management, especially in management knowledge, and the review of government policy and advanced technological application. Now we are going to the background. The Indonesian faces a significant challenge in managing waste. We can call it the bank sampah, especially plastic, which often ends up in the ocean, where it can be recycled in nature. But however, this problem also presents as the opportunity, and properly managed waste can be valuable resource. Our government policy are now steering towards sustainable waste management and believe that the application of the technology, particular using of the technology advancements as an AI, can play a pivotal role in this transformation. So this is our background for our research. And the problem statement, we can find it. There is an inadequate waste management system leading to the environmental degradation and also impact of the public health, environment, and economy. As and emphasize on adopting innovative technology for better waste management. So this is our problem statement and the 3 key concepts of our problem statement. On the other side, the research objective of our research is we have 2 kind of the objective. The first is the primary objective, where our research to develop an integrated government waste management application. And then second objective is we have 2 kind of the second objective, where this research to analyze the current waste management scenario in Indonesia, and also to explore the potential of digital technology in waste management. Okay. And the methodology. Our approach in this research involve the mixed method. We use a qualitative and quantitative method approach, and then including case study and interview with the key stakeholder in waste management, especially in a public government, local government, Lampung province government. And additionally, we thoroughly analyze existing document and literature to understand the current trends, challenges, and gaps in Indonesia waste management practices. So the analysis employing the analytical tools to interpret of the data. Okay, and this is our framework. Yeah, we have designed a waste management also. This is our framework of the waste management based on AI prototype. Whether the step of our framework is the process of how to create the prototype for the next our prototype, the application. Before we go into the prototype, of course, we need to design a waste management application based on artificial intelligence first, and then to design an effective AI application. Of course, it's crucial to comprehensive data. We need the data, where the data includes the geographic information. We need a demographic data also, and specifies about the waste production, the flow of and the process of the waste production. And because this research is multidisciplinary area, we have a team. We have 4 teams, where 3 comes from the economics and business management, and we also have a member from the computer science, of course, we try to design, as a, not only for the basic research, but we can how this the research can be designed of the platform itself. And then a user-centric design is also key, ensuring the application is tailored to the habits and preference of its user. And then we look at for we can combine of the serve call concept on this application to process and to run out. The result is the current challenge in waste management practices. Of course, after, this is the blueprint. Our blueprint for this AI power application requires diverse data types like user demographic, waste location, and financial transaction. We're leveraging AI technology such as machine learning for pattern recognition, natural language processing for user interaction, and computer vision for identifying and classifying waste type. And the prototype itself is designed with the role model in mind for focusing on tangible reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy to ensure services the quality of the application. And this is why AI plays a crucial role here, where enabling real-time data analysis, predictive capabilities for waste management trend, and automating various processes, and let us dive into the technical details of our flowchart and prototype, and to provide a detailed explanation of flowchart and prototype as described in our research. And we'll focus special on this section. Okay, the section for the flowchart. The first time on the research design and data collection begins with the research design and adopting a qualitative approach through case study in-depth interview with stakeholders, including government, official, technology developer, and community members involved in waste management. And we follow that by document analysis, reviewing existing literature, and policy related to waste management and digital technology application. And the framework development, and also we design of the framework development based on the insight gathered from interview and document analysis. Maybe I can use. Okay. And this one also then validated by experts in waste management and information technology, ensuring the feasibility and the effectiveness of the framework. And then the prototype itself, for the development and testing the prototype, we going to the validated the framework. A prototype of the e-government application is developed, and the prototype undergoes rigorous testing and evaluating the assess of the effectiveness and efficiency in community-based waste management. And after that, in the framework, the expert validation, we have an improvement. We can say the iterative improvement, where we can get the feedback from the initial test is used to refine and improve the application, ensuring meets user needs and effectively address waste management challenges. So based on the prototype design explanation, of course, we have two kinds state of the art of the prototype of the prototype vision explanation is we are trying to integration of the SERV-QuAL model, where we apply to the prototype in design, incorporate the SERV-QuAL model, and then also we integrate the application is the user-friendly, reliable, and responsiveness the needs of the community. And then the second state of the art, we have AI-driven future where the technology such as machine learning, natural language processing, and computer vision are integrated in his application capabilities. And also the machine learning algorithm predict the waste disposal patterns, optimize the collection of the route. And we also find that natural language processing enables user-friendly interaction with the apps, and the computer vision aids will be identified and classified the different types of the waste. I think, and then the conclusion is we have some of the findings, the emphasizing the critical role of the digital transformation enhancing the waste management. And we also recommended, we have 3 recommendations where for the policymaker can be integrate the digital technology in waste management strategy. And the future research, we hope this research can focus on the long-term impacts and user behavior analytics. And for the final, for the future research, can be this is an opportunity to envisioning a sustainable future through the digitalized waste management solution. So I think that's all our presentation, and we are I will give it back to the moderator, and thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi. Thank you very much for this talks, Dr. Faurani. Thank you very much. Your presentation very brief and clear and brief. For everyone want to ask and comment, please save your comment or ask on question and answer section, because we will continue to the next speakers. The next speaker, or third speaker is Assistant Professor Supatna Nirokana Pong. Hello, Dr. Supatna.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Is it, I pronounce your name right?
Yes, I'm Supatana. Yes.
Thank
You
you
got
very
it right.
much. Let me go to your profile. Dr. Supatna, he obtained Doctor in Engineering Power System Management for Asian Institute of Technology. Also, he got Master Electrical Engineering from the University of New South Wales, Australia, and got Bachelor degree in Electrical Engineering, Kansetat University. Dr. Supatna now is Director of International Office, Register Office, and Graduate Studies Electrical and Computer Engineering at Rangsit University, Thailand. She got many academic services, such as Executive Committee, AIT Alumni Association, Committee at AIT Alumni Association Thailand chapter, and also International Affairs Subcommittee Electrical Engineering Academic Association Thailand. Also, Women Empower ICITB-2023 Power and Energy Society Thailand chapter, and also Women in Engineering Working Group, also ICITB Thailand chapter. And finally, He also established IPS Thailand chapter meeting and comparison working group. Her interest or area business include renewable energy, energy management, energy policy, energy policy, and STEM, science, technology, and engineering, math, education, logistics, and management international. Okay, to Dr. Spatna, please keep your talks. And I'm sorry to remind you that you got 30 minutes for your talk. Thank you very much. Please, Dr. Spatna.
Thank you. Let me find the slideshow.
Can see, Dr. Supatna.
I just want to press the slideshow. This. Can you see my slide? The full page?
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. Good. So, good morning, everyone. The speaker and also professor, faculty, students, and friends. So, as introduced, my name is Supatana Nuyakanaporn. I am from Rangsit University, Thailand, and I've been working with the university for different dimension actually. As a director of the Office of the Registrar of the University, as the director of International Office, we work with international admissions and also the international student service and international collaborations. And I myself was trained, professionally trained to be, of course, electrical engineering. So take care of the Master of Electrical and Computer Engineering program here as well. So what I will be sharing in my session would be the OpenAI in the context of the university as a higher education. So a brief introduction about Rangsit University. Actually, we are a private university offering around 130 programs, and we have more than 100 active international partners. Our population of the students are 28,000 plus, and we have 2,000 full-time international students and more than 1,000 short-term mobility students per year. And we offer variety of program in all dimensions, which you can see from the list on the screen. So that's Rangsit in a nutshell. We are at Pathum Thani province, which is attached to Bangkok near the Don Mueang airport. You have come to Thailand. Okay. So I learned from the two speakers. Professor Helen has touched on the social impact of AI and gave you the introductory of the AI already and its capacity and applications in different areas, which is very nice talk. And the second key speaker gave you share with us the AI research in the government waste management, very interesting one. So before I move to university or higher education in context, so would like to briefly highlight on some of the interesting figures here. So on my screen, on my screen, you'll be seeing the fast growing job and fastest declining job. On your left, this is reference from the World Economic Forum. So on your left, you will see that these 10 jobs listed here are related to the technology related and mostly the analysts or analytical skills there. And the fastest declining jobs are related to the, you can see the word clerks here and the secretaries here. So those are the jobs that was replaced by the platform or the system. So those kind of innovative platform will replace some area of human workforce. And as the university, we are responsible for building the capacity for the countries, for the regions. So then our learning and teaching here is more shifting towards the future job and future business, of course, and that's AI related as well. So moving up to the next slide, this one shows you the skill set that has been changed from 2015 to 2020 and the future skill, or actually it can be the recent skill that we need to develop or give it to our students and actually give it to ourselves as well to be thrive and be competitive in this environment nowadays. So you can see that in 2020, you still need the complex problem solving, which before you also need this set of skill, and critical thinking is coming up, and creativity is coming up from this rank up to the third. So these are some skill sets that has changed. Well, if you look at the 2025 or the future skill set, you can see the words of the analytical analysts. See, so these 5 here: analytical thinking, innovation, active learning, which implies that you always need to learn, learning strategy, so upskill, reskill, and never stop learning. Lifelong learning is there to achieve this skill, because what is happening is the technology is developing every day and it grows very fast. The problem solving is still there. Critical thinking, creativity is still there. Okay. And you can see this word leadership and social influence, which will replace before that we use the word people management. So it's kind of a similar but shifting to get more management, change agent, and create the impact. So those are set of the skill, and these skills, these 4 skills down there is more in a developer, because technology is there, user skill is needed. So how about the people who develop this platform for us? So those are the skills that maybe it will triggers and allow us to look back to ourselves. Do we have some of those for our future work? So allow me to show some of the quotes. Of course, here, technology is important. because it creates the future. So these things is actually in line with the topic of this conference. Okay, so we're able to be part of the next and create the things that don't exist. So that's a future thing. Another one is about the AI. It is coming to the point that it reached the point of the practical thing, and it will be, more feasible and then growing up in a few years. And it was said here that no more gunpowder and nuclear arm, but then third revolution, that this AI is one of the impact. Oops, sorry. And you can see the collaboration, the expanded and integrated user-friendly support of the user life here. Because they work together when technology comes, and then they work together to expand this in various dimensions to provide the impact. If we look at our user experience before, like many years back, you're using the facial scan to access your phone. You key in your PIN, but now it's face recognition and the fingerprint things. And now when you are opening the app, and if that app doesn't have it, you have a feeling of you missing something is missing, right? So that's part of the AI in your life, the technology that is already merged into your daily life. Okay. So actually these technology keep going in their development. See that the OpenAI provide a large impact and spent to 1 million user within very short period of time, right? So you cannot really stop the development. This is a timeline. Normally, if you see before, if you have the product and you have the timeline of that product development or any research that come up with a product, it will take 10, 20 years before it commercialized, from the R&D and then commercialize and then be eligible to integrate it to the daily life. Really practical thing. But the OpenAI experience or the history or the timeline shows that these technologies are moving up so fast, and it will have a new version coming up. So as a developer or the AI professionals or the technical person, so of course you need to learn more. You need to have that skill set and also the knowledge to work in that industry. So there's a big opportunity for you there. And also as a user, it's unavoidable. So it will come to you as a user. So we need that set of skill to use those technology as well. So when the technology grows and develops fast and it comes to practice, so there will be some fear. There was some fear that the AI will replace us, or the bot will replace our, will take away my job. So those questions have been raised. Let me bring you back to the time that the robot was developed and advanced to the stage that bring into practice in the industry. In this book of Kelly, there were the stages that, of robots. So at first, of course, people, there will be the issue of acceptance or resistance to those technology. And many of us during the very first phase will ask will think that robot or computer cannot do our task. So it's kind of resistance, kind of giving still not confident, and also be confident on ourselves, on human being, rather than the new things that was just bringing into practice or applications. And then another stage, maybe it can do a lot of those tasks, but it can't do everything I do. So you can see a little room of acceptance there. No, it can do everything I do, except it needs me when it breaks down. So it's like reliability or self-importance, maybe. And okay, it can operate on the routine stuff, but then I need to train it. So you can see the shift in mindset and openness to those technologies. And then, okay, just give my boring job to the robot. Okay, and then, it can do my old job. But then I give my old job to the robot, and then I'll shift my interest in my job to the other things. And I get higher salary, or I get bigger compensations or others appreciations. And after that, that is the robot came. So this is an example of the stage, and it will be the same. It may not exactly be the same, but it will follow this kind of acceptance also for the AI, open AI. So what I will be sharing now will be what is happening at my university, Rangsit University. It's a higher education institute. So we have the strategic plan for 5 years since last academic year, which includes 5 dimensions: academic excellence, research and innovations, smart organization, internationalization, and image and reputation. And the 2 dimensions that I would like to share with you is our teaching and learning, and also as a university, we also have the supporting unit to provide administrative and services to the students and to our faculties. So where ChatGPT and AI is coming in, and OpenAI coming into our university nowadays. So what we do here regarding the teaching and learning, we do the transformative teaching. We transform the way we teach. We transform the way we design our curriculum with the key result, learning outcome, which we say the program learning outcome. The year learning outcome and the course learning outcome. So we transform how we teach to achieve those learning outcomes, which we believe that from the transformative teaching, then we'll achieve the transformative learning. And our objective of this transformative learning is to empower the students to learn, empower them to learn, and create the lifelong learners and build the change agent. So this is how we make it happen here. So first of all, we put ourselves in the sandbox, play with it, learn, experiment, and this also includes the OpenAI and other dimensions. You know, just OpenAI cannot just come alone, or academic excellencies, the professional content, or some set of skill. It cannot come alone. It has to combine. Or internationalization when it comes. It cannot just, you cannot just bring in just that part, but it needs to be integrated. So we kind of integrated everything and put it in a sandbox, and we would like to learn and to try to come up with a model that it works. If it doesn't work or it needs improvement, then we do some corrective action, and we give students more decision-making power, which you can see that this item is also in line with the skill set that is a future skill set. And instead of forced participation, we try to inspire practical positive reinforcement, urge the student to explain their view, allow for creative expression, give them more discussion time to explore, to develop their ideas. So you can see that many of these items, the ChatGPT, OpenAI will come into these steps. Encourage thinking and reflection, encouraging the debate, encouraging meaningful technology use in the classroom. So what happened in the classroom nowadays, students, of course, they have their phones, their smartphone, their iPads. So they're free to search, they're free to chat with the AI friend, their GPT, which never get tired, anytime, anywhere, accessible. So then they get some information, they get some advice, but then here, the critical thinking is what they need to have and to practice. So AI is just a tool, actually. So and of course, we, in the transformative learning, we encourage the leadership, and also as a lecturer, we brainstorm with the students and let them disagree with you and be a better listener and practice it, empathy. So it's what I've shared about ChatGPT here at Rangsit University. We don't ban the ChatGPT, but we encourage our students and staff to start learning, getting to know it, and use its ability to help you as a tool. So we also provide the workshop and training for our staff, our faculty, and of course, students. Students actually will getting to be more familiar with those AI things and the technology. They can learn it faster comparing to our generations. Information, the ChatGPT can help us in many dimensions in our classroom. So for the important things is information gathering and summary. So it depends on actually how you order or the instruction that you gave to your friend, your GPT. Okay, so you'll come up with what you want, or how you can narrow it down, or how can it be more focused on and right to the point that you want to have. So it's all depending on the instruction you gave. GPT can also give you the suggestion and advice, help you with the literature review. Of course, some of the reference may be needed, but as a preliminary information to get it fast, to get it short, save your time and make your life easier. GPT is one of a very good friend for the classroom. It helps you with the research as well and the presentation. So it helps with the writing as well, but of course, it's not replacing, or students shouldn't stop or depending just to GPT. So at what level that the student or us or ourselves should balance between the use of this GPT and our ability and our skills. So those are what we exercise in our course. To make it happen in the big population in this transformative learning environment, so have to accept that we're dealing with numbers to achieve 100% or total population. So we start to integrate this AI and also other skill set to our students since the first year curriculum. We have the general education course and we have the pre-professional course. So if you enter the first year curriculum since you're a freshman, so in case we have 100% of this student batch, so then we expect that maybe 25, 1/4 of them may be developed. They will change after they are explore to this technology and this method of transformative learning. So they will be trained in the path to be the change agent. So that 25 of them, maybe the rest, they may need more time. So then when they advance to the second year, so another 25 will be added into this group, and the first 25 will be more advanced or more familiar with these transformative learning and the skill set we gave. So to the third and the fourth year, so then each and every student will be in this path of this transformative learning. Maybe the level of achievement of them may be at different stage, but they have passed the process of this transformative learning. This is another learning model that I would like to share to create a change agent, where also, of course, the AI is integrated into many of these steps. So for any project that is given to the students, or any sets of knowledge that we're teaching the students, you need to identify the objective key results first. And then we try to do some research, gather some literature, some information where the OpenAI or ChatGPT will come in. We're open to that. Or if you want to go for just the Google Scholar or the database, so any tools are welcome because they are the tools to support the work. And then the third phase is develop the skills. So they will use the production tools or design thinking tools, or that can also be some computer programming or software or some AI things as well in here. And after they've done this, so they will be presenting their work, make it short, precise, executive summary. And they communicate they communicate it to the audience, and we take turns to be the peer review. So those are the students' practice. And we ended up with a reflection and feedback for improvement. So in many phases that the AI can come into this process of transformative learning. So another dimension, I have about 5 minutes. Okay. So another dimension would be the administrative and service part of the university. So all the supporting units and faculties and colleges, the admin work. So most of the project or the tasks we do, we follow the PDCA, which is Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, so that we can always corrective action and also improve what we do. So in the planning phase, mostly we gather the information. We use the AI to help us with meeting agenda preparation, the content preparation, questionnaires designed for the check phase. And also in our operation, we use the AI in the email drafting, the speech drafting, the secretary work. So those help us a lot in our work. It fastens and reduces our resource here So you can save some time for our staff to shift them to more valuable work or analytical work and give those some tasks that is time consuming to the AI. So this has been done in many of the units in our university. So here are the pros and cons of this OpenAI. So of course, accessibility. Access anytime you can ask and you can can engage the students and the users, and also in different dimension of their interest, can diversify the culture, the language to be used. So and it can also brings in the new ideas, possibilities, and solutions. So being a good partner, but also some drawback about the accuracy, because these AIs are trained with the data. So then it depends on the data that was input. Is it up to date, or is it is the data is correct or not? So the user needs to also recheck or has an ability to make decision to use those. The ethics is also some issues or some points that our keynote has already mentioned. Some students or some user, they may dependent on the AI too much and get addicted to it. So we need to use it in safe, ethical, and effective way, maximize its benefit and minimize its drawback, and it will be the very valuable tool, but not a replacement for their own learning efforts or human interaction. So as a university here, we'll focus on educating the students and also our staff. There are some key takeaways from my speech today, from my session, that please make sure you find the balance of the analytical skill and problem solving versus the OpenAI. And be open-minded, because you cannot avoid things that emerging nowadays and the future. And of course, you never stop learning and get up to date at some optimal level. Not into it too much. Find your optimal level according to your use or your purpose, and be confident to welcome the OpenAI as a friendly tool. And I'd like to end my session with Bill Gates' quotes. "In advance of technologies based on making it fit in so that we don't really even notice it." So it's part of the everyday life. So I think that's what will happen to our working life in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fatana. You still have 5 minutes. Okay, thank you very much for your talk. Now we come to question and answer session. But before that, let's give applause to 3 guest speakers. "30 minutes for question and answer. So everyone to participated to have question or comment. Please your hands, but before that, please identify your institution or affiliation, your name, of course. Okay. There is Dr. Kurnia. Okay, please. You can make question or comment. Hello, Dr. Kurnia. Please. Hello.
Hello, can you hear my voice,
Yeah.
Mr. Moderator?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Please your
Okay, thank you.
yourself.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
The first
And
one
also,
is for
please address your question to who?
Okay, I have two questions. The first one is for Professor Helen. To what extent does the government in Australia or in developed countries take action to deal with dispute caused by the application of AI? And the second one is from Professor Supatana. What is the Thai government policy regarding the use of AI, ChatGPT, for example, in higher education? That is my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I just
Yeah.
repeat the question if I understood it correctly?
Yeah.
How
Please.
how
Go for it.
does Australia deal with legal cases, did you say, about AI, misuse of AI, for example? We have not had any cases yet, as in the media. Media is always quick to highlight these cases, but we haven't heard any cases yet around the misuse of AI. But based on my research, and this is not just for Australia, but for a lot of countries, that they actually need now to really take AI seriously, because it's not everywhere that you have very well developed legal frameworks. The reason is they still do not understand. Just with ChatGPT, a lot of universities here in Australia do not know how to address the misuse of it. For some universities, they actually encourage the use of ChatGPT because, as you know, the answer that you get out of ChatGPT is not the perfect one. For me, as a lecturer, I have an essay question, and you use ChatGPT. I tested it, and the answer I get out of ChatGPT is not good enough for me. Hence, universities encourage the use of it as a research tool, but the students need to add more to it, add more analysis, add more research to it. That's why I think there is a variance among universities on how they address it, because for some universities they disallow the use of ChatGPT, and it can actually be addressed or can be found out with the use of our Turnitin. Turnitin is a software you use to check plagiarism. Now with that software, it can actually detect if you use AI in it as well. And for some universities, they can check that and they disallow that, and hence it's academic misconduct. But for other universities, they encourage it. But there hasn't been any one common framework at the moment. So we probably should need to have a discussion across all countries or across different sectors. I hope I answered your question.
Dr. Is it answer your question?
Okay, thank you. It's very clear. And the second one is I want to ask Professor Supatana.
Please, Dr.
So about in Thailand, actually, Professor Helen shares much of my answer because this kind of open AI things or ChatGPT kind of a new things that coming in, and there is no specific legislation for that, not the legal framework, but more on ethics. Yeah, and as academic work related, yes, the Turnitin is also used here as well, and yeah, there is a workshop or a train of this Turnitin. So then many of the researchers will use it to check, because if it's able to check the whether which part is written by the AI and And is that acceptable? So it depends. Yeah, it still depends. We don't have kind of a order on that, or which percent of these AI things are acceptable. But yeah, but regarding to the work assistant, there is a big opportunities there as a great tool. So we kind of have to separate with its, depending on its applications that we use in which area that we're using. So no legislation at this moment, but yeah, more on ethics.
Thank you for the answer, Professor Supatana.
Okay, if there's any question direct to Professor Capello or Dr. Farani,
Next question, Ustaz Sundro.
please. Okay, please.
So this is hello.
Hello, please. Is it Dr. Joko?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
here.
please, sir.
So just continue about Dr. Kurniamul question, I think. So is the biggest question about ChatGPT is often revolves around the capabilities and limitations. So people also are very curious about how well it understand and respond to various queries. Yeah. So the ability to generate coherent and helpful response across different topics, I think, and is it overall potential to assist us to engage our like our research, our paper. So there's also interest in development process. But this ethical consideration, I think, surrounding AI and ChatGPT, and its impact in various fields is like customer service, content creation, and education. So the big question is for how far ChatGPT can go in understanding, learning, interacting meaningfully with humans. That's a question from me, I think. Thank you.
Who do you want to answer? I can answer probably just from my experience anyway. ChatGPT can make my this is personal experience, okay? It just makes my life easier in terms of, say, I want to learn a simple concept. Instead of me just going Google and all that and I get a lot of references and all that, but I just need a quick answer. I go to ChatGPT and ask, okay, what is, okay, just supply and demand. And then it will give you a short answer, and that's good enough for me. And I understand, and that's fine. But if it's to do with research, and as we know in research, we really need the deep understanding of a concept, and you need references where ChatGPT doesn't give you references. At one stage, I even asked ChatGPT, what references did you use? It just says, oh, I gathered it in all references around Google and all that, but wouldn't name its references. So for me as a researcher, I need to cite my references in ideas I put in my research paper, and hence that way it's not useful. I really need to go down looking at journal articles and all that. So that's the limitation of ChatGPT. But if you just want quick answers and just for understanding, it probably would serve its purpose. But in terms of when you need citation, you need a deeper understanding, critical thinking and all that, I don't think ChatGPT would be good enough. And I just recently read an article that ChatGPT's quality of answer actually depends on the prompt, on the person who's asking the question. For you to be satisfied on its answer, it's actually based on what you ask it to do. If you're just, and I've compared this with other family members. How did you get that answer? Oh, it depends on how you ask the question. So if it's a good prompt and it's very detailed prompt, maybe ChatGPT will give you a better answer. But so in a way, then it just depends again on the person using it. It's not just AI totally.
Okay.
Allow me to add to Professor Helen. Yes, I agree with all your response, and I would like to also share a practical example of the work that we asked the ChatGPT to do. Yeah, it depends on your question. There is one time that we would like to create the questionnaires to our students to measure their international readiness. So first, we have to talk with the GPT first to agree upon what are the international readiness to fine-tune them. And then we just give the instruction to the GPT that how many questions, which type of questions you want it open or multiple choice, or the how many, the levels that the questions will be. And they come up with a set of questions. And also we ask the GPT to then make it more fun, not that boring words, because we're going to deal with the students and their young generations. So it's adaptable. Gave us the result. And also we said that, oh, this one may be, one person. There is no set of questions that can fit with all, because different person, different students, or they may. So then we ask the GPT to add some of the small open question to get the idea. So that's all. That's about the instruction that we gave to the GPT. And then finally, when we tune it, when we finally meet to some result that we want, then we ask the GPT to, how about our Thai students, they are not familiar with the English. How about creating some in Thai language? So it's not a Google Translate, but it's converted to a readable and a fun word to the young generation in Thai. So it's quite impressive, but that depends on how you instruct them. Yeah.
Yep.
Can I comment for this? Okay, maybe that's interesting, Dr. Supatnana, because I also, I and Dr. Kudia, we already discussed about how to implement it of the AI, especially in GPT in element, not elementary, but in high school, in high school. And the correction is the prompt. The key of the success of use of the artificial intelligence, especially in GPT, is in prompt technique. That's why we try to make some of the experiences, experimental research, how to use the prompt engineering in high school, education, and we are trying to.
Tentang IT ya?
Yeah. We are trying to compare where they use the AI and not use the AI. That's interesting. Maybe because some of the university in Indonesia, such as in University of Indonesia, they already use of the GPT in the academic process. But we are trying to how to develop in high school, especially in high school, develop of the critical thinking, not only for the copy paste only, but how the artificial intelligence can be create of the critical thinking of the student. That's interesting, I think.
Thank you, Dr. Farhan. While waiting, somebody raise your hand. There is a question to Dr. Farhani from Chris Petrus. Question for Dr. Farhani. Discussing with interesting, but it comes to applying technology, it is not easy to accept. What strategies are used so that this technology can be implemented? optimally. Optimally. Please, Dr. Farhan. You follow me? Hello? Dr. Farhan? Hello? Dr. Farhani, are you follow me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Because here okay. Let me answer of the question from
Please, thank
some
you.
participant about. Okay. Very interesting. This is indeed the integrating technology in our research, especially in waste management. We have find on our research, we found the unique challenges, in terms of the acceptance and usability, especially. So that's why we found that there are 7 strategies how to implement it. Of the technology in waste management. First of all, is a community, because without the community engagement and education, without the education of the community, it's impossible to understand how this technology can make more friendly and more environmentally tourist acceptance. That's the first point of the strategy. And then the second one is the user-friendly design. It means that the technology must be accessible and easy to use for all community and for all members, because not only involve the design, but also the interface and ensuring the technology compatible to the needs and level tech savvy. And then the 3 of the strategy is pilot project, of course, because we need a feedback for the loops. And then the 4th is collaboration, and also the providing training and support. That's our recommendation of the strategy, how the implementation of the waste bank, the using of the AI technology in the waste bank management.
Thank you very much, Dr. Farhani. Okay, there is a question from Adi Nova. Please, Adi and Nova.
Thank you, Pak Suhendra. I'm Adi and my partner Nova. We are from the Regional Government Research and Development Agency. Question for Professor Helen Kabalu, that you have already mentioned that in the artificial intelligence era, there will be a driverless car and so on and so on. It's an implication for the government sector that one of the part of government jobs, like the law enforcement, it will be abolish the government job. The big question is, do we still need the government sector in the artificial intelligence era? That is the question.
Okay. That has a lot of aspects in it. We need government first to put in the framework, the legal framework or guidelines on how we deal with AI issues. Hence, government will not be redundant. We need them. So they're there for guidelines and all that. Another one, if you about dealing with the negative impact of AI, it was actually suggested again by Bill Gates that for companies to be discouraged or maybe to slow their interest in AI, there should be a robot tax, he calls it. When taxes are imposed, that's when government is also required. As we know, when tax revenues or taxes are imposed, the sector that actually collects them and uses them for infrastructure and other public goods is the government. So that's where we need them. And in the future, maybe there will be robot taxes, especially if the impact on a country is too much negative on employment, on people, that you need to discourage the use of AI. And that was what what do you call this? That was what was being suggested, a robot tax, and depends on what countries. Because here, say in Australia, we still don't have a driverless car in the public roads. We have driverless trucks in mine site and all that, but on the roads, it's just those cars where it helps the driver put on the brakes if it senses something that will happen, but it still is, there is still a driver there. It's still not a driverless car we have here. But yes, I think that's where the government is needed in putting rules in the use of AI. And then if there is income or that needs to be earned out of it, or taxes that need to be imposed, you need government. And in training out of date skills for those who can't afford and pay for their tuition fees to go to providers, that's where the government can come in. It can actually then provide free training programs for those who can't afford it, and that's where they are. Say even here in Australia, education, although it's not free, we can owe it to the government until we pay them when we earn our salary. So yeah, government still has a role to play in the future, despite AI.
So excuse me, may I add to that a little bit when you mentioned to unmanned vehicle? So actually, last week I went to Singapore to visit our partner. So then I also see in their center of excellence and get information sharing about the drone. So in Singapore, actually, it depends on the level of the implement or the practice that these things are in the industries. But in Singapore, the person who can fly drone don't need the business involved. The real business, not just flying for fun. So it's not just flying for fun. So it's like commercial things. So then why are you muting me? Okay. So there will be the serious training course for these drone license. So yeah, I would say that the government will come. It depends on the advancement of technology and the implementation in the area that is sensitive or security, or it may create some problem or need to be. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Supatana. We come to the end of the session, but actually there are many questions, especially from the chat question. I'm sorry to everyone, your question is answered, but I saw that from the chat, Professor Helen already answered your question. So to who have questions but not able to answer right now, maybe you can ask via email, and you can see the speaker's email, all the speaker email from the PowerPoint. We will share the PowerPoint. We will share on the chat, or oh yeah, I said when you have to fill absent, there was your absency. Once again, thank you very much for Professor Helen Kabalu, Dr. Supatana Irukanopor, Dr. Faurani Santi. I'm sorry to everyone that all of everyone the question cannot be answered right now. Thank you very much indeed. Once again, thank you very much for the three speakers And once again, we give applause for the 3 great speakers. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Savana, Dr. Farani, and then I give the moderator the session.
Thank you. Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Moderatornya MC ya moderator ngomongnya kok. Kok MC-nya udah ngomong? Udah Bu. Sama Bu, aku baru kali jadi moderator.
Pak Hendro, please you close it. You close it. It needs to be clear. Okay. Dengan Pak Hendro aja ditutupnya, oke?
Sukses Bunda, sukses Pak Hendro.
Makasih
Sukses
semuanya.
Ibunya.